Welcome back to the garage. Finally. And I got a little bit better light in here. It's not perfect. It's definitely better than the basement. If you're new here, I am the convicted Christian. I am 14 days away from being 9 years clean and sober. I did almost 10 years in prison, and now I am free, off parole, all thanks to the love of God for me. At least that's what I believe in. If you're a returning viewer, you know that we like to start with the Word. Today's Bible verse is Romans 5, 3, and 4. Not only so, but we also rejoice in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance character, and character hope. And hope does not disappoint us. A little bit into 5. How am I gonna explain this one? Well, it's very similar to the 5 steps, my very first videos I ever made on this channel, and they're just different words because except perseverance. Perseverance is the only word that's there, but that's step number 3. Character is like accountability and responsibility. And hope is definitely healing and God. God gives us that hope. You know, God is the hope. The hope of Jesus Christ, the hope of the Holy Spirit. And even though, yes, it takes some perseverance to get to the character, aka accountability, responsibility. The reason why I didn't put that first is because just to get to the first couple steps, you already persevered. In the perseverance in the 3rd step that I talk about, it's more of a continuing to persevere. And so this is definitely in line with what I had to do. I had to, persevere through my time in prison, through my recovery. I'm sorry, it is like 82 degrees outside right now, and this garage is insulated, so it's hot. Anyways, I had to persevere through what I had done. I put myself in prison. I made the decision to use and drink and do all the things that I shouldn't have been doing. So I had to persevere through that to get to character, and aka accountability, responsibility. And then I had to work on my accountability, my responsibility, work on my character, so that I could get to hope, healing, and faith. Because if I didn't have accountability or responsibility, then not only would I be able to hold myself accountable for what I've done, I wouldn't be able to hold myself accountable or responsible in the present. And without accountability, without responsibility, without character, you're not going to be able to heal properly from what's happened to you. You're not going to be able to, actually let yourself fully feel the hurt that you have to go through, the hurt that you caused other people, that you have to heal from, because now you're looking back and it's painful. It's painful to see what you've done to others. It's painful to see how you've sinned and made others' life more difficult. Now, why do we rejoice in the suffering? It's not like we're suffering and we're woo-hoo, hallelujah. Oh, this stinks and I love it. That's not how that works at all. We rejoice knowing that it's not just idle suffering. It's not just pointless, useless suffering. It actually will do good for us in the future. And since we know that future is coming, we know that we're going to get to a point where it's actually going to mean something. It means the world to us. It means the absolute best for us. And that's what we rejoice in. And so it's very hard to want suffering. But when you get to a point in your life where you know you're going to have to suffer to get to the other side, you rejoice in the fact that that suffering is coming. Or you rejoice in the fact that you actually stepped up and met that suffering where it was so that you could get to that other side. You could make it through and be the best version of who you wanted to be. And when you get there, if you're a believer, if not, then you'll glorify yourself. You'll be very proud of yourself. And if that's where you want to be, that's where you want to be. That's awesome. You're not, whenever you go through the suffering and you grow your personal sense of discipline and accountability and character and your own form of hope, I'm not going to knock you, because mine is in Christ. And I believe that that's ultimately where I'm going to end up going. I would not want you to suffer needlessly, afraid of a punishment that you don't believe in. Do I think you're going to go there? Yeah. But that's what I believe in. If you don't believe it, if you want a separation from God, I'm not going to stop you. And I'm still going to praise you for the good things that you're doing. Because I can be loving towards you, and I can be a good neighbor, and I can have human compassion towards you, but not follow what you're doing, or not support the parts of it that I don't believe in. I don't know if that makes sense. So, like, if someone's a non-believer and they graduate, I'm not going to knock you. I'm going to say good job. Because in that, it took discipline, it took time, it took effort. I'm not going to take that away from you. So if you found your own suffering, your own perseverance, your own character, and your own hope, and it's bringing you a sense of peace, I hope that peace lasts. Or that you can find a way to make it last. Because I want everyone to have a sense of peace and belonging, just the way I do. It's just mine's in Christ, yours is in whatever you've got. And so, don't look at what you're going through as pointless. It can always, always, always be used for something in the future. You don't know what it is. If it's perseverance, if it's character, if it's accountability, if it's responsibility, if it's hope. Don't just write off your suffering as something you have to endure, because it's going to make it that much longer. Think of it as something that is a means to an end. And you may not see the end. You may not see where this is going to take you. You may not see who you're going to become. When I was in prison and I was looking at myself in the mirror, I never thought that I would be a 38-year-old man with 4 kids, all under the age of 7, one that's 19, a 5th child that's 19, married with a good home, an old home, but still a good home with a roof over my head, water in my lawn, like any dad down the street. I never would have believed it. But now that I'm here, I'm happy. I still have work. I still have some work to do on myself. I'm not very good at resting. Everyone that I've talked to has confirmed to me that I am in a period that I should be resting in. And I'm not. I'm struggling to let myself 100% rest in the arms of God. It is hard. I've always liked a little bit of stress. I've always liked a little bit of, something on my mind. It's kind of helped me focus. But I like the fact that that's slowly getting taken away. It's slowly getting cut off my heart, so that the only thing that's left is my need for God. Not my need for stress, not my need for outside things. And if I don't have the suffering that's going to give me the perseverance, that's going to give me the character, then I'm never going to have the hope in Jesus that I need to have. And like I said in 2 videos ago, I'm not going to have that thirst. So never discount the suffering that you're going through right now. I wish you didn't have to. But with suffering comes changes. And we can let those changes be bad. We can use them for what they shouldn't be used for. We can. That's always an option. But if we allow those changes to be better for not just ourselves, but those around us, as well as our faith in whatever you believe in. It doesn't have to be Christ. It could be in whatever you believe in. But if it builds that and gives you that sense of peace, then your suffering wasn't for nothing. Was it? Okay. That's enough of me yammering about this right now. Hopefully, if you're not a believer, you were able to make it through that. But I do have something going on pretty cool. I'm going to be back on that lathe. I don't know if you can see all that stuff that's sitting on top of it. Those are pen blanks. And we're going to go into some production mode. I've sold a lot of my pens. I'm like down to a couple of display pieces that I can't sell, and a couple of decent pieces that I could sell if I wanted to. But I just haven't. Not yet, at least. So we're going to burn up the last 21 pen kits that I have. I'm probably only going to do maybe 5 in this video to show you kind of what my production looks like whenever it's mass producing something. But let's go look at those pen blanks. Let me show you the ones that I like the most, and then we'll get started. Okay, as you can see, I've got an array. I've got some resin ones. I've got some mixed resin ones. I've got some wood ones. But this is what we got. I don't think there's actually 21 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I actually have 22. So one of these won't get done. But the ones that I'm looking at to be the really good ones is, so I like this one. It's actually bird's eye maple, and it's got some bird's eye right here. I actually might. So it's cracked in a couple of spots, so I'm actually not going to use this. I just noticed, and I really don't feel like this getting flung at my head. So I'll have to figure out a way to use that. Fill it in with resin or something. Okay, so my next favorite ones. So there's this one right here. It's got like it's a very thin aluminum honeycomb. It's actually meant to cover like filters and air circulation parts. But then it's got some random pieces of wood that I put in there that I believe is a type of oak. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember what I put in there. And it's got this kind of cool red honey look to it. And so I'm pretty excited about that one. Here is some white oak where the grain has, I don't know if you can see that. Here, let me. Wetting it down a little bit to try to make, there we go. The grain has this really fantastic wavy look to it. So that one's a fun one. We won't talk about that one. I've always loved Purple Heart. I love getting it turned, and then you can take a torch and you can heat up sections, and they'll actually darken. And you can deepen the purple, or you can char it, and then like kind of fade the char out into purple. It's phenomenal wood to use. This one, I can't wait to do, because this one is actually going to be my daughter's pen. She asked me to make her a pen, and I'm going to make her a pen, and I'm going to make her a pen holder that she can wear around her neck so she doesn't lose it. But it's also going to have a weaker clasp, so if someone pulls on it or it gets stuck on something, it'll just break off and it won't hurt her. What else? I like green, and then I don't know if you can see here, but there's some green and black. That's a pretty neat color combination. Here is, I don't know exactly what this is. This might be Cocobolo. I think I wrote on it. Hang on. I wrote unknown. I think it's Cocobolo, but I'm not 100% sure. That one's always fun. Zebra wood is always fun. But I mean, honestly, all of these are going to be fun. This one's going to be for my mother-in-law. This was actually part of a tree that was cut down from her previous house, and she loved that tree. So I'm actually going to take this, and I'm going to give her the pen that comes out of this. So in total, I should have close to 19 to 20 pens when I'm done that are going to be for sale. If anyone sees one that they like, contact me, and we'll figure out some details. 2 of them are going to be fancy pens, which are going to be more expensive. But the rest of them are all going to be the basic single twist pen that I like. And those ones are fairly affordable. But I think that's enough of this yammering. Let's get to pen making. Talking about the different things of the Spirit, perseverance, character, hope, all of that, they're amazing ways to display your belief in God. They're an amazing way to show where you've been and where you're going. But one thing that I needed to know, and I didn't always know, was that there may be some backsliding. We're still human. And the belief that we're gonna be perfect is not a really good one. Because when you try to be perfect, you may succeed for a time. But eventually, something's going to happen, and you're going to slip up, you're going to make a mistake, or you're going to upset somebody, and if you don't know how to deal with that, then you're going to be in a worse spot than had you not tried so hard. So I want you guys to give yourself some grace. I want you guys to give yourself the room to be human, because God does. That's part of the whole reason why He sent Jesus. And recently, I've had to give myself more wiggle room. You know, I'm found a new job. I'm looking for a way to show Jesus in my life, and it doesn't always come out the way that I would hope it would. It doesn't always come out the way that I hope other people can perceive it as. And so it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. So give yourself some credit. Know that you're gonna try again. You're going to keep working at it and keep trying. Because it's when we give up that we stop really seeing God in our life. But if you keep trying, it may not end the way you want it to. But you will see him moving in ways that defy what you think should happen. Thank you guys so much for the support recently. You know, I was able to end up staying home with my wife for these last couple of weeks so that she can heal and everything can be good. And now everyone in the family is going on a different journey. And it wouldn't be possible without the support of my church and the support of you guys. Because even though you may not be monetarily or financially supporting us, I know that the people that watch this and that give the thumbs up and follow the channel and everything like that are thinking about us and hoping the best for us. So thank you guys so much. And I hope that you also continue to be blessed in the ways that will help you grow in whatever area that you think you need growth in. Well, that was an interesting video, and as you can see by my face, I've had some changes happen, and the only time that I've shaved my face in the last 8 years was when I had a child born. So, that should tell you a lot. Yes, me and my wife graciously and blessedly brought our 4th daughter home this last weekend. And that means there's going to be some changes. I have a lot of things that changed between the last video and this video. I'm going to go over those, and then we'll talk about the pens, and then we'll go from there. So, daughter brought home. There were some complications, and it was not easy getting the baby home. So, I'm going to have to focus on my family and focus on my children and my wife and getting all of that taken care of. Sorry about the lighting. It's not great, obviously, in the shop. In this, I'm not shop, but in this office. But we do what we can with what we got, don't we? So, I'm also going to be doing stuff on my nights now, and I'll be able to explain that a little bit more further down the line. So videos might be shorter. They might have less full length content because I'll probably only be able to do them on weekends. So I'll have about 3 days out of the week, 2 days out of the week to work on projects. And so I'll have to get them done within 3 days. And they'll be smaller projects. But until we can get a good routine, and then once we get that routine, we'll be able to launch right back into some of these larger projects. So those are the two things that happens. I guess not much more than that. But I definitely been trying to get more involved with my church, trying to get more involved with a Christian community, and so those things are more important than just a YouTube channel. I'll still be here if you catch this video, prior video, any video, and you want to contact. I'll still have the channel. I just won't. I just can't be as active, which goes along with the Bible verse we spoke about: character and perseverance and hope, charity, all that. Because I'm called to be a husband and a father before I'm called to be a YouTube content creator or a Rumble content creator or wherever else these end up. And because of that, this is an example to show those who are struggling with how do I show the character of God? How do I create the virtues, if you want to call them? And it's by living it. You don't have to yell from the rooftops that you're doing this. You don't have to bombard people with, oh, look what I did, look what I'm doing. That's being outwardly facing. That's being outward concerned and not inwardly concerned. Because remember, Jesus is inside of us if you're a believer. And we need to search where he is. And sometimes that means meeting other people. But when you meet the people, you get to know them. You search within them. You have conversations with them, and you see the Jesus inside them. See his light. That they're not putting it under a basket on a hill. They're not. They're letting you see it so that you can talk to them about it and you can grow deeper. But when we're outwardly facing, when we're outwardly showing, like, oh, look how good I am, look what I've done, that's not good for us. That's what the Sadducees did. That's what the Pharisees did. That's not great. So I'm up to 81 subscribers. Thank you guys so much, especially the new ones that showed up. I've made a lot of videos compared to other channels that are as old as mine. And it's nice to see some new people come along. But the people that are returning, the people that have already subscribed and watched multiple videos, thank you. Because if this is helping you, I may not be as consistent, but I will always be here. You can always pick up any one of my videos, comment, let me know that you need someone to talk to, and we can talk. And we can work out whatever's going on with you. That's not a problem at all. So both returning viewers, old subscribers, new subscribers, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. From the bottom of my family's heart, thank you. Because you guys give me just as much as I give out. Because I feel better. I feel like I'm doing something with purpose. I feel like I'm doing some of what God's calling me to about talking about my past. And to know that it's been received, to know that it's been, accepted and helpful to other people, gives me a sense of peace, gives me a sense of hope that I am doing what God is calling me to. So just thank you. Thank you. thank you with everything that I have. Because without you, I wouldn't want to continue doing this. Without the people that are being helped or are sending these videos to other people to help them, it doesn't go unappreciated. I don't know what my next project is. I really don't. I still have another video. Hopefully, I can finish soon. That's going to be the rest of the pens finished. Right now, I only have 4 here. I technically did 5, but 1 I gave to my wife's mother with some special wood that was special to her. So I didn't show that one because I already gave it to her, but that's what I did. And these are some really rad colors. I really like them. Like this fountain pen, I think turned out really good. It's kind of hard. I don't know if the gold really shines through a little bit right there, you know, but I think this just turned out really good. And I think it works well with that silver. And then one of these pens is actually going to become my pen. This one right here. I really like this one. The grain pattern on it is just really amazing. I wish I had better lighting because, I mean, it is a super, super cool pen and it feels nice in the hand. I changed my shape up for my grip a little bit. I used to just have a dip here. I didn't have this extra little, I don't know what you'd call that, bump. But it really helps your finger index where it needs to be. And I think this is going to become kind of my signature shape. I'm sure other people have made this shape. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I really like that this is kind of the shape that I'm going to be using. This is actually my daughter's pen. And in future video, whenever I can do it, I'm actually going to show you how I'm going to make a holder for this, a protector for it. So she doesn't lose it, and so it doesn't get damaged. And the last one is depending on what brand you use, some of these call a Big Ben pen, some of them call them a cigar pen, some of them call them a Cuban pen. I think it's just because they're chunkier. They're really heavy too. They feel really good. Now this is a lighter color wood. I like the black and light, the dark and light. It's actually white oak, so it kind of works white and black. What's nice, another feature about this is it's actually a double twist pen. So the tip is out, I keep twisting in one direction, and the tip comes back out. Very neat, very cool. This was my last one of these. You know, so if anyone on here wants a pen, I can ship. I would need to order a kit. So if you want one, let me know, and I'll see what the prices are, and we can go from there. But this one turned out pretty sweet too. And that's so far what I've gotten done with the pens. Life happened, and considering that making pens is not my job, I haven't gotten further along. It should go pretty fast because just about everything that I need to be done is done, other than shaping, sanding, and polishing. And those go fairly quick once you have an idea of the shape that you're going to use. They're all going to be that basic shape right here. This you know, bump for grip. That's basically the shape it's going to be. So if you like what you saw, please consider subscribing, following, hitting the Rumble button, whatever it is on whatever platform you're currently watching it on. You know, and if you don't want to subscribe, if you don't want to be, but you enjoyed the content, drop me a comment. Let me know. Let me know that you liked it. Let me know that this spoke to your heart, either from the hobby side or from the God side, the Christian side. Either way, I would love to hear from you guys. I would love to see you guys hitting up the comments, hitting the like button. You know, but if none of those appeal to you, if you don't want to do any of that, that's fine. I'm just glad that you're here. I'm glad that you made it to this point of the video. And I really hope to see you back. And I really hope that whenever this video finds you, you're doing good, or you're on your way to doing good. Remember, not every storm lasts forever. And not every rain only brings floods. It also can bring growth. Thank you. And always remember, if we're going to change the world, we got to live up to our virtues so we can change ourselves.